Hello again, everybody. I'm just going to take a video a little farther. This is the warped razor from a little while ago. We're going to clean up the DMT 8C scratches. I'm going to use this Tricera or Naniwa Professional 400. I'm just going to take out all the scratches. That should be about right. Set this aside. I'll give this a fresh lap on the Atoma. I always chamfer my edges. I keep them quite chamfered to prevent grabbing the edge. A bit of a mess. Let me clean dry my hand. Alright. Again, I'm working the edge and this section. I'm using torque. That is, I'm pretending there's a sticker here. I'm gripping the tang by these three fingers, and I'm trying to slide this edge under the sticker without the spine coming off the stone. That's torque. And I'm doing that both ways. Pretty smooth. Go a few more laps. I'm lightening up now. Pretty much no pressure or torque. I need to maximize this always clean your area as you go. Try to keep the grit contaminant down. Nothing more frustrating than contaminating the next stone in your progression. Rinse your blade well. I'm going to dry this off and take a look with my microscope, but it feels good. Just dropping on the toilet paper. Wave it in the air a little bit. I'll use this little microscope, pocket microscope, 100 power. And of course I'll have to ask you to trust that everything is good, since I can't really show you that. Alright. Let me rest this a little bit. For the edges. Now I don't really want it to have a nice coarse finish, so I'm going to use this synthetic King branded Niagara to raise a slurry and soften and dress the surface of this 3000 grit Naniwa Superstone. I got it from that stone. I got most of my stones here from Chef Knives to Go. Mark Richmond. So anyway, enough advertising for him. Works very fast. Your stones will perform better if you keep them clean. And since I'm working with a limited area of the stone and not the whole stone, it's even more important. All right. Again, I'm going to dry it off. Since we're working with such a small bevel, that should have done it. Looking nice, polishing up really well. Very well. I am going to hit the tip a little bit more. I'm not really using any pressure here. This is just polishing. Merest hint of torque, not much. It's not going to wear the spine of the razor away if this were a finer razor. You end on a high note. Watching the water, getting a good undercut on it. Alright. Nice polish. Get some fresh paper here for later. Alright. We're going to take this stone, which is a Japanese polishing stone, or tuiche, I guess you'd call it. I'm going to break the corners on it like I normally do. At this stage, I really don't need much water on the stone. And with very little pressure, I'm going to take this DMT coarse, very broken in, but still a coarse plate. I'm going to raise me a bit of slurry. This is not a super soft stone. That should be enough. About the size of a half of a silver dollar, maybe. And I'm going to go over it real lightly, just in case I had some large chunks. You know, when you're raising slurry, sometimes you'll get a large chunk, and that's not good. I'm not using any downward pressure here. I'm just letting the slurry work. Just don't let the razor rock on the stone. That was self-defeating. You really don't want to do that. The slurry has started to change colors. This is a Shobu Danny stone, supposedly. But what I do know is it's a very fine polishing stone. And we're breaking down the slurry, or working it in, whatever you wish to. Excuse my hiccups. The slurry has become greasy feeling. Working the tip section and heel. I'm keeping the slurry fairly dry. Now I'm going to rinse it to thin it. It's not so bad. Just work the slurry, light hand, no downward excessives. Thin it. Slurry is probably not cutting so much as just just barely polishing. Before it gets too worked out, I'm going to thin it. I'm also going off of feedback on this stone. Whenever it gets to a certain level, the slurry, even with the slurry on there thinly like this, the stone starts mating to the polish on the steel really well. So it has resistance, I guess you'd say. It's not a super slow stone. It's not the world's fastest. It's not the fastest stone I own in terms of Japanese stones, but it isn't slow by either means either. Wash the uphill side off. I think I gave $75 for this stone a few years ago in a box lot. I bought about a dozen of them actually from a guy in Europe somewhere. All in all, a good stone. Now we're going to go to water only uber polishing, basically. You can really start to feel the feedback. It starts mating really well to the steel. It starts grabbing, I guess you'd say. Not grabbing, that's wrong. It just feels heavier on the stone, if that makes any sense. You're not actually adding any weight, but the resistance, because these two surfaces are identical in polish, or grit, I guess now, the steel has accepted whatever the stone can give it. It feels heavier, even though I'm going ultra light. Alright. Always do that before you do any stropping or cleaning up. Nice near mirror polish, not true mirror. It's a little hazy. I'm going to strop this up, and I may make a shaving video with this one. Not tonight, but tomorrow maybe. We'll see how tomorrow works out. I have to go back onto the new expansion, and I will be very busy the rest of this week. So I thought I'd better make some sort of hopefully helpful video. Oh yeah, and while I'm here, for you who keep asking me, this is what I use on my straight razors. It is clipper side. It lifts and removes water. It is food safe. It is skin safe. Yeah, clipper side. Get it on Amazon. I use it on some of my knives also. Well, folks, I hope that was somewhat helpful. I'll strop this up and take it shaving. Y'all have a great one. Cheers.